the music. Yes.
26,
Quattro,
24,
tres, dos, uno.
Y'all don't know how to shut the hell up. Anyway, welcome to apartment 814. Thank you for coming on by, dropping in, taking your shoes off, sitting on the couch, and listening to one old guy and three other young guys
What?
talk about news. I'm in my midlife crisis. Shut up.
Man, with that quiet storm ass voice.
Turn it on, turn it on.
Oh god.
Yeah, welcome to apartment 814. How you guys doing?
Feeling good.
Feeling good? One of us has new equipment. I'm kind of excited to hear his clear voice.
Yeah, turn yourself back up, Skeptic. What is going on?
Oh, I'm too low?
Yeah, you're too low.
It was just muffled for me. So
Okay.
Turn yourself back up. You're fine. Yeah, let your voice just go.
There we go.
all right. So
Whoa.
I'm glad to hear you guys are doing all right. Skeptic, how are you doing in particular? Anything new happened to you?
Aside
from aside
microphone.
I don't know. The microphone is interesting, but no, nothing else happened throughout the whole entire week. Nothing.
Let's see. No, absolutely nothing. I sat here and watched the paint dry. I painted. There you go.
You painted. There you go. He painted. He painted walls.
Oh gosh. Skeptic is in rare form this morning.
And
amazing.
Anima, how are you doing?
Who's Anima?
I don't know. I just see names on the screen and I just shout names.
How about what is anima?
What is anima? We don't want to go into the details of
Why
that.
is Anima?
Why
Stop it.
is anima?
Existential crisis is stop it.
I'm having an existential crisis.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear about that.
No, I'm fine. I'm honestly doing great. As usual. I live the best day ever. It hasn't
It's the
changed.
best
No.
day
Shush.
ever.
Now that just ruined my best day ever. Thank
Good.
you.
You ruined mine.
Okay, I see how this is going. So
Vendetta.
today is a good day for a podcast.
I guess it's a good Sunday. Hopefully
Good day
next
for
Sunday.
science.
It's a good day for science.
Next Sunday. A couple of announcements that I wanted to surprise you guys with. So there has been good reception on the show, and there are people who've been asking to join us in terms of guests, from YouTubers to content creators, though not the biggest. They are
And?
still influential. And don't say "and." Let me finish. There's some that are in the VR world.
Mhm.
There are some that are in the variety world.
Ooh.
There are some that are from my ilk, which is the 14 world, and they have their own podcast. But there's talks. There's talks here and there. So
turn it on, turn it on.
I don't like the way you said that. I don't like the way you said that.
You started it, Sync.
I didn't.
Storm
My
ass voice when you-
well, first of all, I hate
when
my
you start
voice.
Your voice is fine, dude. Everybody hates their own voice.
Hate my voice. My voice sounds like some dude didn't like drop his balls sooner or later.
Oh God. Look, we can't all be Barry White, okay? We all can't be Morgan Freeman. And if we're Samuel Jackson and our voice isn't really low, deep, and sexy, we can still make it hilarious, like Kevin Hart or somebody. Just work with what you got.
But mine is not hilarious, and mine is not so low that Morgan Freeman would be like, "You're getting there, kid. You're getting there." It's somewhere in the middle of like normal and mono.
Mm-hmm. So, since that doesn't mean anything, I'm just gonna say, it's not the tone of the voice; it's how you use it.
I mean, I don't know about the tone of my voice.
Like my, let me stop.
Oh my god!
I had to, I had to. You had to. You explain the joke to make it unfunny.
Don't wanna.
Yes, you do.
I don't wanna.
Oh, yes, you do.
So anyway, we have topics, guys.
We
We are
do.
totally going to get into them.
We do. Actually, I think my topic is probably it's different. I usually bring out a new game, and it does tie into that. But have you guys played your favorite video game of all time recently?
Yes, that would be Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Is that really your favorite game of all time?
Well, you don't call me the Aeon Anima because my favorite game is Final Fantasy X, sir. What are you even talking about right now? Obviously, I'm a Smash streamer.
You're putting up so many directions. I just can't follow just one. You have to put up so many.
Have you ever seen The Labyrinth?
I don't like labyrinths.
Have you ever danced with the devil?
I have, and it wasn't nice.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty darn scary. I asked you these questions.
What was your favorite game that you played recently?
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. And I have played that recently, and it has brought me into like a state of zen that
Really?
I don't... Well, it's about the effects of what your favorite game does to you. Why is it your favorite game? How did it become your favorite game? And would you play it again if you were stuck on an island for an entire year?
Okay, so here's the thing. It would take me an entire year to play my favorite game from, beginning to like Ultra Super Mega Boss, which, spoiler alert, for a 20-year-old game, if you didn't know, it's a beast called Penance. So most people probably never understood anything about that until the remakes came out, the HD remasters more so. And so you have a thing in Final Fantasy that people refer to as grinding. And me and Panic in particular set out to do just that in order to beat this super boss. Back when me and him were roommates for a time. He was living with us while he was in Delaware. And the grinding was so intense. We would literally fall asleep pressing the X button to like grind out these levels. Like stat maxing in that game was probably my first true experience with like grinding something out. You know how people shiny hunt in Pokemon,
Yes.
or like like insane
Thank you
amounts
for
of time.
reminding me about my topic. I'm sorry for that interruption.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
Glad
just
we
like
helped.
for me to like effectively find the optimal way to do that, it would really actually take a year. To like speed run the game, you really just use your Jimbo and his one hit kill move that works on literally everything in the game. But that's one way to do it. It's not necessarily the real speed run, but if you want to just all boss clear speed run the game, yeah, it's probably the way to do it. I think that with that said, not every single game has that much replayability. And so if I really did need to sit and play a game for a year, it would really be Smash or whatever iteration of it is out at the time, which I think this is the last one, but who knows?
Everyone is here, so
Yeah, so why
maybe.
not? Because it's a competitive game. You can put countless hours into practicing.
It's true. Well, I mean, I knew that was like one of your favorite games. I didn't know if it was your favorite game of all time.
Probably Donkey Kong Country 2, right? So let me tell you how much I love this game.
So you just went on for 2 minutes explaining something like that.
No, I
listen,
have
sir, it's your
a
fault.
lot of favorite games, man. It's just like my favorite game of all time is super debatable. It's like a top 5 of equal value. Because Sonic Adventure 2, battle or otherwise, no, listen to me. It's not the game itself. It's that Chow Garden.
It's the Chow Garden.
That was the first time I put like 100 and something hours into anything.
Sonic,
like
the Sonic game's just the fluff. The real game is babysitting.
The real game is that Chow Garden. It's still in the subjects. It's not even a subject that we put out for the podcast. But like, if you look at that link of Chow Evolution and like what all the different types of Chow are, you could spend a year just looking at every single type of Chow or trying to get every single type of Chow because it's a slow-paced thing. Immense hours, like pre-Animal Crossing. I didn't even know what Animal Crossing really was. I put in Animal Crossing hours. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Is it like, if you're just giving me a year, any of these games will do. Maybe not Donkey Kong Country 2, unless I really am trying to learn how to speedrun it. But, you know.
Well, I guess they all give you the same effect. Like, they probably give you, like, a sense of, like, maybe calm, happiness, joy, zen.
Nostalgia.
Maybe energize you a little bit.
Maybe have that Tetris effect.
That's a whole different thing. Like, I can't even joke about that one.
Zen and Tetris shouldn't even be in the same sentence.
Like, the Tetris effect is like a category of some mental state. It's a mental state.
Stress.
Honestly,
I don't know if it's stress.
Stressful was when it was Tetris effect.
So
it took that stress and turned it into art. I don't know how you do that, but
that game is amazing to look at. But there is a definition of Tetris effect, I think.
I know. That was the whole premise of the reveal.
But I wanted to know if you guys have like favorite games. So Annabelle explained that he has like 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
Panics or skeptics who have who haven't really never really went into detail. Never asked the question to them actually personally.
My favorite game of all time. Wait, because I guess we're allowed to have multiple.
Yeah, so Resident Evil 4, right?
Yeah. Like if I were to put it in like top 5 for myself, it would be like Sonic Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Sonic Mania.
Cheating.
And Knuckles.
That's one game. Shut up. You know the technicality. So Sonic Mania, Banjo Kazooie. I would have to say that, you know, maybe or maybe not Final Fantasy 9. I'm just putting that up there. I don't know if that's cheating, but those are like 4 games, and the 5th one's like very debatable. But if I could pick any one of those games and play it for like a whole year without stopping,
I think my favorite game of all time is most certainly the Tekken franchise.
Just the entire franchise.
The entire franchise. Tekken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Tag.
And Tag 2. And Revolution.
With Knuckles.
Don't forget, he's talked about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think you forgot one. Isn't that one of your favorite games of all time there? Since it has Tekken in the title.
Fighter game. That is a Street Fighter game.
But it has Tekken in it.
Bro, it is most definitely the Street Fighter game.
But Tekken.
No, Tekken for 2 main reasons. One, best 3D fighter, fight me. And
where's the lie?
And arguably most modern with each new release, most modern fighting game soundtrack. and I'm here for it.
As am I. Honestly, I was just talking. We spent, or at least I did, because I'm long-winded, you know that. But I spent what was effectively the better part of 30 minutes explaining one chain from Law and how to beat it. Like, I had to refer him to a 8-minute video about low parrying in that game. And then a bonus video about him playing in ranked against a Law and low parrying the junkyard kick. The junkyard kick's been in the game since like 2, at least.
Yeah, at least.
And it's just like, he saw the matchup, and like one of the things that was going through his head as he was playing ranked was like, okay, parry the junkyard. The guy didn't even pull out junkyard until the second match. He low parried the first one, and then that guy left. And that alone is like worth an hour of content. Just that one matchup situation. It's just it's such a complex game, man. If I had to pick a game that I had to play for the rest of my life, somebody told me it was Tekken, I'd be okay with that.
Nice. I didn't know Tekken was like you chose a whole franchise. So like even the bad Tekken games are the best for you.
I mean,
Man, what?
bad Tekken game?
What bad Tekken game?
That's what
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know if
find
there
out.
are any bad Tekken games.
There are,
exactly.
but not Tekken like games. You know, like the main Tekken games aren't terrible. It'd be debatable to say that some are a little unbalanced. Well, not debatable. It'd be true to say that a couple are a little unbalanced.
You know, yeah, I mean, you might be right. There might be no bad Tekken game. So
But I don't
like-
feel like there's a bad Tekken
like-
game.
Like Tekken is one of the first fighting games to like do the whole tag in, tag out. They're not the first ones. They're one of the first ones. Like Tekken Tag came out 2001. I'll never
So
forget.
where was Marvel versus Capcom?
They
probably in the background.
even
Because actually, that's not
Marvel
even
vs. Capcom.
the first one. It was like X-Men versus Street Fighter.
They were in the Walmart arcade section.
a console. It has to be available on console.
It
I
is
mean,
technically.
I spent a lot of time as a kid in arcades, so that's where all of my fighting game anything came from, where I found my love.
Yeah, we'll have to
But-
fact check that because I feel like that.
But Marvel vs. Capcom was definitely before. Like I know it's before Tekken, most certainly.
because
Like we're talking like
It was like-
we're talking like 99, 98 at the earliest. Like most certainly.
So, Panic, you still with us, right? Right? Still with us?
Yeah.
he's on his Palpatine, you know.
So if you want to just give like a brief 5-word essay of like your favorite game of all time, you don't have to
Well, we already
explain. You don't have to explain it all, but just tell us the title or titles, since everyone else is cheating.
I can take a. I already know, but go ahead.
DJ Hero
Panic.
too. Like no, stop.
Let,
That's definitely on. That's
let
definitely on the list.
let the man speak. Ow.
I'm curious, Skeptic. What's your guess?
What's my guess? Let's see. Random shot in the dark. Random shot in the dark. Legend of Zelda franchise.
Ah, okay.
Wait, what was that?
I don't even want to know what that was. That was the ad lib hype man.
It almost felt like somebody in the background was like, "You're wrong."
See what happened was. But what? Am I right or am I wrong?
It's funny as hell you say that because that was the first game I was going to say, but I was going to say recently. So recently, the Legend of Zelda franchise has been like my all-time favorite. From Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to Link's Awakening to Link Between Worlds to Age of Calamity, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, all of them. Fucking love them, and I have no clue why.
Okay.
Before I touched Ocarina of Time, it would have been Halo up until Reach, and then they started getting weird and disappointing.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned DJ Hero, and I'm in love with rhythm games, so that is also accurate.
That was
And
That man used to play it like every day.
you were a prodigy. You touched the game first on the expert mode of a entirely new peripheral. Never before. I mean, like Guitar Hero was a thing, but never was it like the sliding with the like scratching. Like that was so foreign to my hands. It took me some real getting used to. You just picked it right up and was just like, psh, who needs a tutorial? I'm beating this on expert. And that's exactly what you did. And I'm just like, huh? But this isn't even really how a DJ table works.
No.
really,
Wasn't even that wasn't even Panic's final form.
It really wasn't.
I think that was like also like the time where I think Panic sat me down and tried to show me how it worked, and I was just like, nope, not understanding it. But you sure are doing a great job following that rhythm, which I can't do in my life.
It's just because you don't have rhythm.
Nope.
Rhythm.
Nope, no rhythm at all.
But have you played a rhythm game? Like,
Yes.
And enjoyed it? Like,
Yes.
A little bit of Parappa the Rapper?
Flash Revolution and Parappa the Rapper, but Flash Revolution was probably the first one.
This man brought back
Flash.
Flash Revolution. The game I dominated on. But I wish I knew you when I was playing that.
Explains a lot, actually.
I asked him, I was like, oh no, I played Flash Revolution. He was just like, you played that game. Damn it, man, I used to master. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yo, you have no idea. Okay. So this
Master Sword.
Yes.
Exactly.
Master Sword. Flash Revolution was my Excalibur.
Wow.
I wish that game.
Not his favorite game of all time. Just his greatest strength. It's just like, that's a statement. My Excalibur.
Wait, then Panic. What do you like Breath of the Wild? You like Breath of the Wild?
I love Breath of the Wild. Yes.
Okay. Personal question before we even go to the next subject. Like, what do you think of Breath of the Wild? Like compared to like all the other Zeldas? Everybody has like this thing of like it's either put on a pedestal of being thought to be too good, or it's actually a good game, and it's not just like a cheap like open sandbox game with minimum elements.
So when I take into consideration everything that everybody says, excuse me, and remove my bias, I find that most people aren't necessarily wrong. Like I heard someone say that the game, after you get past the very beginning where you're introduced to most of the new stuff, it starts to get pretty repetitive. But the thing is that game, I don't think I've ever played any other game, and granted, I haven't played Skyrim, and that's the main thing that people compare it to, but I don't think I've played any other game that lets you solve puzzles in any way that you can find. So like most of the shrine puzzles, there's a specific way to do it, but I've seen solutions that are so far out the box that, aside from the new speedrun tech, aside from that, because that's just straight up taking advantage of the mechanics of the game, but aside from that, I've seen solutions that are straight up outside the box that I don't even think the creators or the producers, the devs, even thought were possible.
That's funny because I think you remember like the ball maze where you control the maze, you have to guide the ball.
Yeah,
I flipped that bitch upside down and just let the ball roll.
I didn't do that when I first played. When I saw somebody do it, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, I think the game is extremely creative, and because of that, it caters, I won't say cater, but the best word I can use is caters to a creative audience. If you can figure out really interesting ways to do stuff and traverse that game, then you're going to have fun with it. Nice. So as far as it being the best in the series, it's hard to remove my bias for that answer, because my answer is yes, but that's my bias speaking, and I know it is, because Ocarina of Time and Link's Awakening. What was the other one? No, yeah, Link's Awakening are really good. I'm talking about the old one and not just the new one, as well as Oracle Seasons and Oracle Ages, which I never played. But then I found out recently that there's the final boss of those games. You need both games to play.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll.
Which I thought was
remake those.
Pretty. Which I hope they do actually. But I thought was pretty innovative. But I was like, damn, that's a cash grab if I've ever seen one. But it's cool because both games are fairly different in their own right. So you're going through a different game when you play through both. So it's worth it to get both, and they technically happen at separate times, so they're different games. So sorry, different stories. But yeah, to answer your previous question, I think Breath of the Wild is a really good game. As far as it being the best, I can't answer that because I cannot remove my bias.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. All right. So, thank you for telling me that. I honestly did not know you guys' like favorite games. Well, aside from like maybe Animals. I'm not gonna say that I did know for sure, but
I don't know. It just seems to be my favorite thing to brand with, but it isn't necessarily my favorite game. It's my favorite story for sure, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a very complex man. How dare you assume I belong to one game only?
Well, anyway, and I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping my biases in a lot of things, and
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong.
No, you're not. What are you talking about? I'm just
Listen,
But
well, I'm here for the bias.
yes.
So who wants to start with the next subject? I just wanted to get mine out of the way. It was easy to just ask a question.
Let's see. Do we want to be entertained first or educated first?
Well, that depends on who's doing what.
My topic is a little bit more educationally introspective.
Why
Um,
why not? Why not? Go for it. Go for it, man.
Okay.
So, did you know that they're using Minecraft to teach lessons in school now?
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, see?
Hello?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because they did that even before the world got on fire.
Yeah, they did.
They were testing it out in a few schools, how Minecraft can teach kids, and how they had like a teacher and the kids being like in a classroom in the game. And I thought that was kind of cool because you can virtually do almost a lot of things in Minecraft. Some dude made Pokemon Red in Minecraft. I
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
not
know.
talk about that.
Yeah, like I
That's
don't.
like college level stuff right there.
There was another person who made an entire computer that had literal megabytes in it, and I'm like, this guy
Similar.
should be like, I don't know, he should be making a supercomputer for the government or curing cancer, but no, he decided to make a computer in Minecraft, and I don't even know. It functions. It actually functions.
Does
It
one
does.
have to save the world just because they have the power to?
It's up to you how you use your abilities. It's up to you if you want to save the world, but like that's too much of like creativity and genius to just be spent in a video game is what I'm saying.
Says you. Take that
I'm some Joe Schmo.
creativity and genius and do whatever I want with it.
Says me. No, I have no authority. This is some real smart, some gifted guy or person who literally made a computer in a video game. And it's amazing how he did it, or they did it. I don't know if they're.
But back to the topic at hand.
Like, I don't know if, well, like there's the obvious thing, like, so like there's the whole architectural aspect of Minecraft that
Right.
people sweep under the rug, but a lot of there've been a lot of like cases where like like what do I call them? Like, I forget the proper name for them, but like students that are studying architecture for like college purposes, like they use games like Minecraft to like show off. Like, it was actually, if I can find it, I think I can find it. Like, but like someone used it as their demo reel for a finished project, for a senior project, and it was phenomenal. I don't know if it's still on YouTube. And this is it's like you said, Stink. Like, this is not like brand new. Like, it's been at least since 2015, at least 14, since this has been a thing. But like now it's just becoming. I figured like I don't know how many people know this, because Panic didn't. So that means a couple dozen million don't.
I mean,
So,
okay.
I'm flattered. You compared me to a dozen million.
I'm like, I don't even chime in on that. I'm like, I'm handle this one.
but
Okay.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and it really shows that now. Granted, Minecraft is a little bit more specific, but like it really opens the door for like, well, not opens the door, but because the door's already open, but it like it delves further into like using entertainment to further education. Like a lot of people think that like you can't mix the two together, but you obviously can.
I mean, if Barney the dinosaur was any proof enough, or I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
What's
in
your
the
angle?
I mean, in the impractical sense, like no, Barney was a little bit more practical.
Yeah, it was a
Like
show. You watched it. It was just
right,
like, here's your life lesson. No, actually using a video game, the interactivity of the medium
right.
to teach
Mind you,
kids.
the game, a game that was not truly built for education, but was
Right.
turned into an educational tool because of what it can do.
Right. Much
Right.
like Legos were kind of a thing back in like preschools. You know
Man,
what I mean?
Legos.
But they figured that that was a way that people and Connects, like they felt like Connects was so well designed that it could help teach architectural building and you know what I mean, like engineering.
I mean, unless the game was like specifically made to educate, then it just become I guess edutainment is what the
But
word is called. But
Minecraft probably outclasses everything, not even trying to be an edutainment game, whatever you want to
right,
call it.
because you have a lot of things to do in that game. The game is virtually endless, and you can do a lot. I'm not gonna say anything, but you can do a lot in that game.
Mhm.
Like, I get what you're saying because it's not like Math Blaster, where the game was designed for you to learn math, and it's I don't know if it's forcing you to learn it to play the game or progress, or more or less it's trying to make it entertaining in its own way, which it did. I mean, there was a game, I think it was called Math Muncher or Word Muncher, is
All
what
these basics. Love
something.
that one.
I played it when I was a kid in elementary school. Just walked around as this frog thing eating circles of answers. I thought it was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh no, don't take me back to this land. Actually, stop.
The nostalgia will
No.
take you. Go back
No.
to the beginning.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no. No
But yeah,
thanks.
I get it. Minecraft is very unique in its own way, and the way it's being used to educate kids and teaching architecture of all things.
All right, look, I'm gonna stop you though for real on that note and just start reading some of the article because it's actually interesting. uh, so some of the ways that apparently they're trying to experiment with it or they're trying to do it. So make history come alive. They're already created, or there are many already created three-dimensional replica structures like the Roman Colosseum and the Globe Theatre in London that you can import into the game and just have students explore. So if you're ever teaching about like an old historic, you know, landmark, you can just have them technically go into it through Minecraft. Um, Digital citizenship, we already know kind of the story there. Um, play can be hard when the pandemic's a thing right now. So that's an opportunity to kind of bridge the gap. Attitude for writing can use to tell stories with characters, locations, choices, motivations, and plots. Teachers can use Minecraft as a tool for students to write and create stories based on their character. So that's cool.
Mhm.
That's actually really cool. Aid visualization and reading comprehension. One of the best ways to have students display their reading comprehension is to ask them to create a visualization. And maybe it's just because most of my family is in education, and Mary even went to college for early childhood education. And my 5-year-old, no matter how little mention or exposure to Minecraft I gave her myself, still ended up getting really into Minecraft. I think that that part right there is really cool and really important because it's the best way to get your kids to use words. Like it forces them to take words they may have heard used in a context and apply them in their own way. Um, and so a visualization helps them to come up with things because when you have to think of a way to describe something, you have to find the words. They can reconstruct various settings from a text or even recreate scenes and plot events. They can also use these recreations to give a presentation. So, like, reading comprehension means that not only are they going to then take what they read, but then they have to create it. And that's something that you are asked to do anyway. So that's
Right.
really cool. Addressing problem solving and other math principles, complex problem solving, critical thinking. Because there's equations. You have to build things in there using formulas, using
Right.
yeah. So this is really. It seems like it's a no-brainer, but just the open-minded, progressive thinking that leads to this is the victory. because you could just as easily have, you know, the early 2000s, late 90s mindset of video games make kids more violent, preventing this from being a thing. It would be controversial back then if this was like in question.
Which has been scientifically proven to be not true.
Right, but it took years to like really silence the naysayers. But
They're
you
not
see
silent
now,
at all.
well, no one's listening to them anymore. But anyway, it's just like now you have this idea that we can use this as a tool. And I just need to show this to my grandmother because she asked me what game I should get for, or she should get for the kids, and I'm like, Minecraft. I never even played it, but I just know that that's the game that like every single kid will be playing and will get into and will love, like no matter what, because it's basically our generation's Legos, but better in spades.
Wait, I mean, how old is Legos?
I mean, very old.
Are you serious?
Probably.
Really?
I know it's old,
Really,
but how old?
Really old.
Really
want-
old.
You
So
want
maybe
the sarcastic answer
when
or
I
the
say
real answer?
R, I say
Are we
like
talking like boomer
us
old, or are we
and
talking
older.
Generation X old?
I'm
Bro.
fairly certain it's older than Generation X.
So,
Bro,
like,
come on now.
so boomer old?
Are you being serious?
Just think of like Hot Wheels and Barbies. How old are they?
Oh, okay then.
All right
Okay.
then. So
Bro.
I mean,
Like Legos has been around since like at least the 50s, bro. Like I don't know where you've been.
I mean, they've always been around. That's
88
why.
years.
Okay, that's old.
well, I really shouldn't even say our generation then. So we're all millennials. But anyway, our Legos were definitely video games. They weren't Minecraft, but we sure as heck were building things, whether we knew it or not. We really were. It's hard to describe that though, because it wasn't in the traditional sense. We had access to Legos and Connects and stuff, but what were we really doing?
I still had Legos.
Building combos and fighting games.
I still had Legos.
I don't. I had Connects. I loved Connects though. I built a motorcycle. It was pretty dope.
Oh, nice.
I built a Ferris wheel. All the things they tell you how to build, like it actually gave me clear enough instructions to build real like. I was impressed with my results. I built the basketball game, the car with the motor, the dragster.
I know
The
exactly.
motorcycle was the coolest looking thing though, because it looked straight up like a motorcycle. And my dad was like, "Yo," I was like, "I know, right?" I was just like, "It's pretty dope." I was like 11 at best.
So, and I have to ask, and it's probably it's a fairly positive answer, but I'm sure you let your kids, all of you would let your kids play Minecraft and learn through. Oh, let.
I just told you I couldn't stop her. I couldn't even prevent this timeline from happening. The reach is so far. Like seriously, I don't own the game, but she plays it all the time. So
Wait, how is she doing that?
Well, I have a thing called a job, and we have people who watch my kid, and at that particular location, there's the game that is called Minecraft, and they play it. So, yeah, I feel like that would have happened regardless.
I mean, I don't have a kid, so I don't know. It's in a kinder classroom.
Probably Minecraft.
Like
I
when I
remember
grew
playing
up,
the
there
NES and kindergarten.
Probably Minecraft.
probably Minecraft. No. All I know is that it's different from when I grew up, obviously. So there was computer games, but they were edutainment. They weren't they weren't Minecraft. Like you didn't get sat down to play a good game. You got sat down to be educated. Still, no matter where you were.
I mean, you have to admit though, games are in a weird space where like I got the Donkey Kong Country Super Nintendo back in like 1995 when the 64 would have been out by then. But you know, my parents they didn't have a lot of money, and they finally got me that. And I say finally as if I was waiting all this time, but it had two games that came with it: Donkey Kong Country and Mortal Kombat.
Wait.
So you tell me what happened next. I was like looking at Mortal Kombat, and that was a defining point in my life where I said, what am I going to do with this? This is a very violent, weird game. And like, you guys seem to be way into it, but I don't know what's happening right now. And so we gave it to our neighbor, and they had a blast. And I had Donkey Kong, and I grew up like a good little boy. You know, like games didn't really have a rating system back then, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Not truly.
Not
Not
entirely.
truly.
So like you just had all these games that you didn't know, and there weren't like people with a vested interest in really making good educational or good, you know, games like what I don't like. How do you describe that? You don't have that instinct to say, you know what, this game would universally be so like potentially creative that it can be used to change the wave of education. Like games were still just trying to be games at the time. You know, we were just trying to make fun games. Not to say that the history isn't way beyond, because video games started way sooner than everybody really thinks. But
It's funny
still.
you should say like Mortal Kombat, since Mortal Kombat was the reason ratings came into existence.
Right.
Man, the next thing you know, Mortal Kombat is going to be used for a biology class.
You see this ribcage, guys? So you see the femur here, and the spleen is in this location, but it's right now blasted into the ceiling, so just remember where it was.
Apply this much force, the organs actually move in this direction.
Class turns into How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah.
That was
PS5 classes.
yeah, that was an interesting take. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to move on to the next subject.
Mm.
Gonna keep it rolling. Who wants to go next? Because that certainly was thank you, Skeptic. That certainly was fun talks. Talk about Minecraft, a block game, just now dominating the world.
Block
I
game.
mean,
That's the new name for it.
block game. That
Block
sounds
game.
like the other guy's game that you find on the the store online. I've
Minecraft
seen
did
it.
too much.
Audrey was like, "Look, it's Minecraft." I was like, "No, actually, that's not Minecraft."
That's Roblox, the
Literally,
the
not
cheap and not Minecraft.
Not Minecraft.
I forgot what it was called too, but it was something similar to blocks.
Yeah, it's Roblox.
No,
Oh,
not Roblox.
Maybe
it
not
was
Roblox.
worse. It was worse. It was even more generic than that.
Ew.
Oh wow, not Roblox. Wow.
Not
Okay.
Roblox. I would rather have Roblox.
I'd rather have not Minecraft, but
Oh god.
All
I
right,
know, right? Now Roblox is worse for sure.
not blocks. All right, so who wants to go next?
Panic at the
You
disco.
know what? That's wild. I really mentioned shiny hunting, and that turns out to be the segue.
Oh, okay, fine.
Force the action.
So it's not my full topic. So this is gonna go into two things, but related. So first of all, you guys know that there's a Switch Pro coming out. Apparently,
Yes.
the end of this year.
Oh yes, I
Yes.
do know that.
I haven't looked at the specs on it yet. Hold on, give me a second. So I was
Blinded.
trying to find the specs on this, and there's not too much other than the fact that it's supposed to be 4K. It's OLED.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah, it's OLED display. It's supposed to be
Wow.
4K. There was something else, but I was just like, really? They're releasing a Switch Pro and they're calling it a Pro. I don't know how to feel about that, or if that's a good thing, because I feel like they're just trying to possibly cash grab. Because what really do they need a Pro version of their system for?
Well, how else can I get you to spend more money on it?
Yes, cash grab.
Mhm.
That's my
I mean,
point.
there are some people who value the graphic quality of their games and how they see it on a big screen. There are some. So
Right.
maybe that 4K is worth something.
Okay, so the 4K itself, but like, what graphical phenomenon are we talking about on the Switch?
Well,
Like,
I think the Switch is the least graphically intensive or even progressed console in the market right now, because we know that the PS5, which nobody can get right now, has pretty good graphics, and so does the Xbox. But
right.
the Switch is it still doesn't have like the most beautiful games, but they work with what they got. And
Right, but that's my point. So like you got Nintendo, who's never cared about graphics up until this point. Like never truly cared about graphics up until this point. Releasing a pro system, which usually the pro system is supposed to be for people who want to get into, we'll say, pro gaming. And the programming is more so in terms of how the game runs and how graphically inclined it is. So what are they really doing with this system?
I mean, it's probably like what Skeptic said. It's probably either more money. I mean, having it being able to process more data is good. I mean, for a game, if people just wants to have like a better performing game. And although those are all devil's advocates, honestly, I don't know if I myself personally would get a pro. Doesn't seem like it'll change much of anything. Like if they said that the pro was like, oh, it's 4K, I'd be like, oh, that's nice. It loads faster. Oh, that's nice. But if they said it also has robot netcoding, I'd be like, I'm buying this thing.
Okay, that's a fair point. I will give you that.
But you didn't say it had that. Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, you're right. I didn't because I haven't found anything on it yet. But
yeah,
I'm not going to spend too much on the Pro. Aside from saying this, now you can play your Pokemon on a Switch Pro. But the reason I say that is because I found out something very interesting about Pokemon through the game theorist, nonetheless. So I shared a video with you guys. It says that the shinies are doomed. In summary, at first, Pokemon was basically based off of real animals and whatnot, right? Real life animals, for the most part.
Yeah,
there weren't really like too like far fetched Pokemon that couldn't be related to some type of animal in the real world. So Matt from the Game Theorist suggests that even the shinies are based off of real life things. That there are real world shinies in the world, and his explanation for it makes so much sense. Basically, like there are animals in the real world who don't have a regular skin color. Like we'll say, albino humans, black sheep. We usually call them by albinos, but if you think about it, they're technically shinies in their own race. You don't find them often. They're very, very rare. They're hard to find. And then when it comes to animals, apparently collectors are looking for these specific things because they're so rare. Same thing in Pokemon. You're looking for a shiny because they're rare as hell. So, and the reason he relates it to them being doomed is because most of the time, shinies in the real world don't live long lives for one reason or another. In the wild is because they stick out more than their brethren and are easier targets because of that.
Isn't it also because of like mutation or something?
Right, mutation is one thing. A lot of the times, albinos have some type of genetic flaw that can be harmful to them in the long run. So it was very interesting. And there's one last thing that really caught me. First of all, I did not know this. Apparently, after Gen 4, Nintendo put in when they added the international trading, like online trading, they put in something where if you breed a Pokemon from a different region, two Pokemons from different region, you have 5 times more likelihood of getting a shiny as their kid. By a different region, I mean game sold in Asia as opposed to a game sold in the United States.
Oh. Huh.
I didn't know that. Which is really apparently really important to shiny hunters because the whole international trading, and what's the thing where you randomly trade one Pokemon and randomly get something back that they implemented in X and Y. Like
I know you're talking about.
Okay.
I know
As long as one person remembers what I'm talking about.
because I traded, I think, like an Oddish and got like an Empoleon, and I was like, oh,
Oh wait, is that the Wonder Trade? That's the
yes,
Yeah,
that. Thank you. Wonder
There you
Trade. So with the whole international trading and Wonder Trade, it makes it easier for shiny hunters to get shinies, like fill a whole Pokedex of shinies. I didn't say easy, I said easier, because now you have these different regions, these Pokemon from different regions outside the US, mating with your in-region Pokemon and have a higher chance of getting a shiny. All you have to do is get an outer region Ditto. And yes, that counts. It's an outer region Ditto. And it just mates with have it be the
X.
That's have it be the sloop. and and you get your cross region mating. But the thing is that compared to the real world, the way that shinies are made in Pokemon are apparently a lot different to what happens in the real world. So the higher likelihood of having a shiny albino genetically mutated from different from their own species, the way to get the higher likelihood of that. Anybody want to take a guess?
Absolutely no idea.
Mm-mm. No, Frank, I ain't doing it.
Anima?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a guess? So I said that the higher likelihood of getting a shiny in Pokemon is different from the higher likelihood of getting an albino genetically mutated from their own species in the real world. What do you think that higher likelihood is in the real world?
I don't know. Isn't it like a 1 in 1,575 chance, or is it 4,196 chance of a shiny? I think that's the one.
And yes, in the Pokemon one, I think it's 4,297. I think.
What?
And 4,201 out of 4,297. I think that's what it is in the Pokemon world.
That was like just double the last 3 digits of my number.
Yes, that's basically what I'm saying. I think you were a little off.
Chance of a shiny. I'm not even gonna look up the thing I'm supposed to actually get an answer for, but first I need to remember the actual chance. Oh, we're both wrong. We have to double the entire number.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, really just double the first number. It was 8,192.
Okay.
I said 4,192.
Okay.
So that's a 0.012207 chance. So it's not a hard number to beat, but are we asking how many more times likely? Like, is it 5 times more likely?
In the Pokemon world, the way to make that 5 times more likely is breeding out of region Pokemon. How do you think in the real world it is to make that number more likely in the real world? So it's not like it's different from breeding out of region,
Inbreeding?
Yes.
Oh wow. I wasn't paying attention. I'm being honest with you.
I know you weren't. I could tell from how you answered.
I was a little checked out because I'm trying to figure out why game theory is going. Like I wasn't even watching the video. I'm just like looking at the picture, wondering did he just wake up and decide to just, you know what, shinies are doomed. I'm like, where does Matt Pat come up with this stuff?
I have no clue, but his explanations for it are amazing. I think he's just a science nerd. I think that's what it is.
He is,
and he can just relate things very easily.
He gets off of big numbers, so like he created his own number in Mario Maker. So the guy obviously spends a lot of time in analyzing a bunch of things, and I wouldn't doubt it if like you put in like an entire college paper together to make that video.
Actually, I think he said he always puts in a college paper with every one of his videos.
I mean, sounds about right.
Yeah. But yeah, to increase that likelihood in the human race or in the real world is inbreeding, which can happen very easily with animals and happens sometimes with humans, which is why it's rare in the first place, because it's not a good thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that fact.
Yeah, I think and I believe there was like particular breeding to have like a purebred or something like that with animals,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Mhm.
why they're taken care of a lot more delicate. The word they're being taken care of with a delicate touch due to their genetics, even if they're purebred. And
Yeah.
I guess you could say it's better to have like a mixed breed than a pure breed, since the mixed breed will live longer, and they're just a
Mm.
tad, or not even a tad. I think they are stronger, but that's because they're mixing the genetics. And purebreds, I believe they have like a shorter expected time. This is what I've learned with the whole like dog breeding thing. I got
Okay.
curious one day and I looked it up on the internet and I was like, what is the
My man-
difference between
My man
dog?
said he got curious one
I
day.
got curious because I was just like, so what's the difference between a like a purebred
A
and just some
purebred and a mutt.
regular mutt?
Yes.
Inbreeding.
Basically,
I know a lot more
lad-
about this than just a little bit, but I'll leave it to Marvin to kind of fumble on what he thinks it is. So just let him have it.
I'm just like, no, I just got curious and I was just like, what is going on here? Like, what is the difference between like a mutt and a purebred? And like, it was like a dog contest, and I fell into a hole. Let's just say that I fell into a hole. It was a bad hole.
Okay.
And
That was
there's one more thing I want to add. So, an extreme case of I'm going to use shiny for a human that has happened in the world is that there is a family who all have blue skin. And if you watch that video to the end, you'll see the picture because he puts it up there. It's a really old picture. It's an older family, but they all have blue skin for the obvious reason.
Was that inbreeding?
Yes, it was. And that's what I mean by the obvious reading. They had been purebred, quote unquote, for such a long time that their skin actually changed colors. Very interesting.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I mean, if I had to TLDR it, because we don't have a lot of time to go into the idea of it, but if you think human inbreeding is bad, it's because it is. That's very
Mhm.
unnatural. The whole point of it is supposed to be to keep the genes in
Traits.
line, but it actually completely disrupts them. And the thing is, you do that to a dog to get a purebred dog, and they toot these dogs. But imagine tooting your I can't even say it. Just don't. You get where this is going. It's not
Yeah, I've been avoiding the word for a reason.
what the word inbreeding.
No, the other word. I've been
the
avoiding
other word.
the other word for a
Correct.
reason.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to avoid. Just remember that the next time you see a dog show. I don't necessarily need to get into it. It's not. The fact that there's an actual family out there whose skin turned blue. It's not even like, whoa, it isn't every no. Listen to me.
No.
They did this for so long. Their skin turned blue. End of discussion.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I just found that very interesting. When I watched that video, I was like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense actually in terms of relating shinies to real world.
Yeah.
But in terms of how they're made in Pokemon versus real world, they're very different. And
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
need
Nintendo did that on purpose.
just
So-
need a genetic monster to breed with all the Pokemon.
So Panic really had the educational segment today. Excuse me, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Oh, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. The interesting, like not the like real world application thing, just the kind of real world evidence thing or something. I don't know. It's weird. It was a different educational topic.
colored also turn their skin blue.
I don't even want to see the picture.
Learning a lot of things today. Anyway, Anima, what did you want to talk about?
You better be educational.
Yes, I'm here to talk about it. That just became my topic just now. Let me stop. Let's talk about X-Play. You guys remember G4?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, indeed.
apparently they're still alive and well through their social media. Yeah. That's what my topic is. That says X-Play because that is X-Play's YouTube channel.
X-Play has a YouTube channel.
XPlay has a YouTube channel. G4 has a YouTube channel as well. And you know what's wild? Adam
Yes.
Sessler is back. He
Where'd
wasn't
that
even
man
part
go?
of that. He just got rehired back in like 2020 by by G4 and XPlay after years since he was fired from G4 for whatever reason. I still don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the most popular theory that I found in a 5-second Google search right before the podcast was that he was part of the old brand and they were trying to rebrand. I thought it was some sort of controversy that happened where he did something he wasn't supposed to. But like, there was a video on YouTube that was like the very moment that Adam was fired or knew he wasn't going to be on the show the next episode. I was just like, that's awkward. It was like a weird cue that was like, if you catch it, it wasn't very subtle. Where that was basically a rap for him. But it was like, okay, he doesn't really know what happened.
Wait, Adam doesn't know?
He doesn't know why he was fired.
Oh, this is...
Or at least he didn't know I was fired.
This is some Dr. Disrespect. This kind of controversy here.
But I mean, all right, so we're talking old news here, though. This is like 2014 that he even expressed a grievance because it was like G4 and XPlay. That all ended like 2012, didn't it, or something?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere.
So like, anyway, it's this weird resurgence that's happening on social media where I remember G4 saying they're looking for, like not co-hosts, but like just hosts or whatever, like journalists, something. They're just looking for talent. And I'm just like, interesting. If I was into game journalism or like just being a personality on the show,
right,
by now I would have definitely actually applied, funnily enough. G4 was a huge part of what helped me keep up with the gaming world outside of Game Informer. And I loved XPlay. That's where I get my favorite line, games for people with deja vu. Okami. Number 5, Okami. Number 4, Okami. I was just like, it took me about the third time to get it. And I was just like, that was the funniest thing I ever seen in any random game-based show. Oh, wait, this is the only game-based show. Okay, so anyway. That also pretty much like launched the career of Olivia Munn.
Yeah, basically.
With Attack of the Show, and she's making a comeback as well, apparently. This is all stuff from last year, but I didn't know what was happening until I saw something hit my recommended that was just like, your Smash main is trash with Caleb City, probably because I love Caleb City. And I'm just like, oh, I'll watch anything with him in it, literally anything, because he's hilarious. But then I see Adam Sessler on the left, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I see XPlay at the top, and I'm like, what is going on here? He left voluntold, but now he's back. And so I look into it. I watched the video, first of all, and Adam is just as funny as he's ever been. Man's almost 50. He's like 47 right now.
Dang.
I know. It makes you feel kind of old, doesn't it? I mean, I know he wasn't young to begin with, but like, we're talking a how many year time skip now?
10, maybe?
More
Almost.
than that. If we're saying that he got fired back then, I wasn't watching XPlay past 2012 because the show ended, didn't it? It just stopped. G4 kind of was like, ugh. Gaming content on the TV ended. It died. Like, with a big old fart, just kind of vanished. But now it's kind of coming back, and it's bringing back Adam Sessler. I'm wondering what that means. The video in question is hilarious, first of all. If you guys didn't watch the video, which you probably haven't, watch it after this podcast. The commentary that Caleb gives on his tier list for these Smash characters pretty much sums up it's like the best representation of like Twitter energy. Like I will basically summarize it as this. The man literally says in the middle of the video, I could put every character in this game in the trash tier list, in the trash tier, and I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep. And Adam was just like confused old man, like, but you do love this game, correct? And you love this game, correct? He's like, I love it. I hate it.
I love it. I hate it.
The way he said it was like the voice inflection wasn't even different from when he said, I love it and I hate it. He's like, oh yeah, I love it. I hate it. It was just like, it was like bipolar as hell, bro. It was like split. He like literally went from Pyra to Pyra.
Say it with me. Pyra.
Pyra.
Pi.
Pyramid.
Pie.
It's supposed to be Pyro because it's a play on Pyro.
Pyramid. That's her new name.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah, it's too
I'll
early
be
for
back. I'm getting a drink.
that. Too early for that.
Listen, it's 11 o'clock somewhere. I'm getting a drink.
Still too early.
Are we talking AM or PM? Because I don't remember that being the drinking hour.
Central.
It is 11 AM here. What the hell are we talking
Central.
So, you know, Caleb's energy was perfect. Even live, that man just his hot take was probably the best hot take I've ever seen. You know, and of course his tier list isn't entirely accurate, but it's very aware. And it seems more like it's a bell curve. I think somebody in the comments was just like, so the S tier is I lost to you and I'm mad at the character. The A tier is like I lost to you, but I feel like I was the underdog. The B tier was like I lost to you, but I feel like we were on even ground. The C tier was like I lost to you, but I feel like you were the underdog. And the trash tier is I lost to you, but I don't like you as a person. I was just like, I almost feel like the top and bottom could be reversed, but they were interchangeable. And then Adam was just like, "There's a fine line between S tier and trash lines." Like, oh, there are no lines in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And that's what led to that comment about I could put everything in trash tier. I was like, Caleb is a man of true culture. Like that, he just knows, man. I don't know. It's when you take the truths of the world and you're just unapologetically able to communicate them in such a way. So this is my topic is both about how hilarious Caleb City is and how surprising it is XPlay brought back Adam Sessler as like trying to make content on YouTube. So if you guys don't know what XPlay is, because we all know, we were 90s kids.
Right.
You know, and then Comcast internet, Comcast cable started having like 1,000 channels, and that was a big deal. And 164, right? Or 162 was G4?
I don't remember. I don't
See,
remember.
he knows, my man. XPlay was a game review show. It was probably the only game review show to ever exist. And on actual television.
No. I don't remember the channel. Like the channel where it was shown on. I don't know if
the
it's
number.
I thought it was 164 and 163.
Yeah,
it was like 162 or 164.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where I saw G4. I think for me it was like 54 or something.
That was where the real channels were. That was like Cartoon Network or something. Like 58 was like Cartoon Network.
No, because 22 for me was Cartoon Network. And then because I never had like, you know, beyond basic Comcast. I always had like basic Comcast. Never had Toon Disney. Never had all the Disney shows. Never had what was it, Boomerang. Never had all the. I was a poor guy.
So it wasn't all coming back to you, huh?
Right.
Well, I did have G4, but I don't remember what channel it was. But that's not the point here. Point is that Adam Sessler is back? Question mark? Like, I didn't even know or XPlay existed. I'm about to just like look up the entire channel, see how it's been.
Yeah, it's worth doing because they're alive and well. They're looking for people. I mean, we could end up collaborating with them at some point.
Wait, Keith collaborated with them?
Yeah, Keith also did it. He
Alana Peace did what? Oh, they're not that old.
This is recent. This is like the Caleb City thing happened days ago.
Right.
Dude, this is actually blowing my mind.
Live.
This is actually blowing my mind.
So G4 is back in full swing now because I think they've been doing stuff for a while now. But I don't know. It's been like months, or has it been a year? I don't know.
Wonder if like that makes me curious. Like, you know, I wonder how Morgan Webb is doing since she was the other half of XPlay for me.
Yeah, I don't know. She might have moved on with her life.
Yeah, I'd say she probably did. No. Dang, I'm invested. I'm invested.
Good.
This is certainly blowing my mind a bit here.
Yeah. Like, if you guys remember G4, if anyone who's anybody was a gamer and watched gamer news on G4 or Attack of the Show even, or Cops, because that was taking up a good majority, it just like slowly
Cops.
took over G4 like a virus till it was nothing but Cops. Now there's just a Cops channel on cable where G4 was. Really, there is a Cops channel. It just plays Cops 24/7. I feel like this is good news. Question mark? Adam
Yeah,
Sessler
I
is
don't.
back! Exclamation mark. G4 is back? Question mark. X-Play is back? Question mark, question mark.
That's where I'm at right now, actually. I don't honestly know how to feel about this. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't have enough time to process this. I found out yesterday and still couldn't really make like two ways of it, you know? I just like, guys, G4 is back. I was like, all I had. I wanted to look into some history, get some information, do some research. I was like,
what? Huh?
Did that
it
home
was more
improvement.
surprising that it was Adam Sessler though, because he was so angry with them. He just was so mad because they just fired him and he didn't know why. And I was just like, I mean, it didn't really go much further than like when you left, G4 started on the decline anyway. You know? It was just kind of weird to see that like they're really coming back. I thought they were done. But yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything witty to say.
I. You've really twisted my brain here.
Hey man, educational podcast.
That's what we are now.
Apparently,
Talking about like how games make us feel. You know how it's educating our children. Certain things coming back from the past. Like I'm still staring at this channel, dude. I want it to succeed. Honestly, I want it to succeed.
I do too. I feel like G4, modern G4 would be the gaming community, or at least the best personalities of the gaming community.
Right. Specific, is it like a G4 channel or because I'm looking at X-Play?
Yeah, there's two channels. There's the G4 TV, and then there's X-Play. There's two separate channels, but they're effectively the same people. So I'll send you the link for the G4 channel right here. All these clicks you guys are gonna hear.
Oh wait, I got it. There's the G4 TV.
Yeah, I'm still gonna hit enter here. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think? I know you can't like talk to us, but like just let that simmer for a little bit. If you remember G4, if you're old enough to know what that even is, because I feel like G4 became really irrelevant and just wasn't talked about for years. So a lot of people are like, what's G4? What's X-Play? But like people who know are like, what? I haven't heard that name in years.
I'm all right. I had a dream about this last night.
It's an extreme blast from the past.
The name I haven't heard. Yeah, like it's not even a nostalgia trip. This is current events. You know? It's just weird. I don't know what to say. Attack of the Show has a channel?
Attack of the Show has a no.
Okay.
I didn't even peep that. It's there too. Here, just look.
What's happening? What is happening?
And they're just talking about the not game stuff. They're talking about like WandaVision, Pokemon is old now, The Mandalorian.
What is happening? Like, they just popped up out of nowhere.
Time is flying by.
What is happening with me? I don't know what's happening.
G4 is trying to mount a real comeback. I'm not saying trying though, because like the cloud was real. There were a whole established. They were like, they're such an important part of like what created gaming culture.
Right.
Yeah.
So this
in
is
all seriousness.
Oh,
you know, whether
I can't
people realize it or
this.
not. They're about as but not in the sense that you would think. But like, yeah, G4 kind of put a lot of things and people on the map. It made gaming seem like a legitimate like
career choice, lifestyle.
Yeah, or like gaming journalism, or it took the whole entire industry and gave it presence, you know.
Yeah.
And then they just vanished when the world needed them most. you know. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure what to say yet. I'll probably get back to you guys on that one once I start reading into the content and seeing what's going on.
Sorry, it's gonna take me like level 13 amount of genius to process this right now. I'm getting hit by nostalgia bullets and like a blast from the past bullets. I'm literally going to invest my time watching these channels. You have no idea.
Yeah, because like B4G4 has a lot of channels. The Bleep Esports channel.
Like people in the chat probably don't understand if they're like younger, like born late 90s or
they might
2000s.
even still know.
Maybe.
They might have at least heard a reference to Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Like, you just heard that and you knew your day was about to be good. I don't know. It was just weird. They even came back with his Crazy Adam persona.
I don't even. I will definitely just be watching all of this.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
I know, right?
sorry, I'm trying to move on from the crisis here. We're at the point where we're at a free talk for about, let's just say, 20 minutes. Some of us has to be some places at certain times, but during free talk, this is where our part of the segment where we just talk about random things that's going on. It's, I don't know, I'm trying to step away from all this G4 X-Play stuff. It's hard. But we also, I also would like to see if people in the chat would like to ask questions or bring up certain things that they find interesting. Sorry, I was staring at The Mandalorian, how it's apparently is a bad dad.
The what now?
Mandalorian is a bad dad with Pro ZD.
What?
Oh my god!
What? Where was that Attack of the Show?
Yes,
I didn't even see that in the title. So what? It's a voiceover?
I don't. Maybe
it has to be. I just see a scene, and he's probably voicing the Mandalorian.
I mean, he's now a prominent voice actor.
Now, man, he was before.
I mean, okay, listen. Once he got his behind up in them anime, I was like, okay, so now he's more prominent than he was before. He's a very prominent voice actor. You have to literally pay him to voice stuff now.
Okay,
sounds right.
Yeah,
he has an agent and all, and I'm glad for him. I just didn't know he would show up in Attack of the Show.
Attack of the Show is not. See, it's not. I didn't think they'd show up on Attack of the Show. It's more like I didn't think Attack of the Show would show up on them. If it's their channel or not isn't really the question. It's like we're talking about like some of the biggest internet personalities cameoing as if it's just a weird. You know what? I think that's what I'm stuck on. It's this weird idea that like the guests on the show aren't celebrities in the traditional sense. You know, remember when Kel showed up on Attack of the Show? It was a big deal. A man was trying to rewrite the era that was Olivia Munn's Mick Hammer, right? And so he came in as Mick Hammer, and we remember.
You mean MC Hammer?
Yes, correct. But there actually is a Mick Hammer. That was the remix we listened to in college a million times by DJ Steve Porter. But that moment was like Kel coming in and making Olivia Munn feel better about saying Mick Hammer instead of MC Hammer. You know. Like, but it'd be hard to say he wasn't a celebrity. But when you brought real people into that, like G4,
no, Kel's a celebrity.
He's a celebrity. My thing was like, now my thing is you're bringing like real celebrities, but not in the traditional sense because G4 was not traditional. This is like, it's like a weird confusion where I'm like, this is, you know, you are these people carrying G4 or is G4 carrying them? Is G4 taking these popular names and bringing attention to the fact that they're back? Because they're really a much bigger deal than people probably realize. It's like, I don't know who this Adam Sessler guy is, but Caleb City. No, it's like
think that's
These are
the
two
idea,
titans right here. This is the new and old.
right?
Right.
You know, it's just weird though because the G4 channels don't have the clout right now, but they are absolutely the like big deal. But it doesn't feel like that. Is that any? Are you guys getting that?
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like it's it's like yeah, like G4 is like technically old, but like you're not going to sit there and act like them coming on your show, like the show that like pioneered like American like gaming, like news professionalism. You're not going to act like that's not a big deal. So that's a huge deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. But like, right as they are, they're not as strong as they were.
But you know, like clout and well, prestige can breed new clout.
Yes. Yes, this is true.
Again, I want them to succeed. I want to see this grow.
They will succeed. And it will be in today's world because they helped establish today's world. It's
Right.
like you're realizing all at once that like they're back, which means these are like, you know what I mean?
It's kind of nuts.
I can't really put it into words. Like these are
it's
the
hard.
guys.
It's hard to put it into words. It's kind of nuts.
The internet's kind of like partially what it is because of G4, because the
Right.
humor was there. The internet kind of like back in 2005 when YouTube was just born, 2005, 2006 when it was just getting started. You know, we had our weird internet humor, yeah. But then you also had the gaming community and its tropes. There wasn't really anything consistent prior to G4's antics, you know? It wasn't
Right.
exactly what we have today, but like they kind of helped to standardize.
Yeah, most certainly.
This is
Yeah.
back when jokes were allowed.
Yeah, they honestly didn't hold back as much as you would think they would, you know?
Kind of glad.
But then I remember them covering like live events and stuff. So I'm like trying to remember where they fully disappeared or if they did or what's going on. I can't figure it out.
Certainly something. I do want to talk about one other thing that I've been spending a lot of time on. So I've been spending my time getting a review ready, and it's on a Pokemon-like game that isn't Temtem. I'm sure you've heard of Temtem somewhere.
Tired of hearing about not Pokemon or not Minecraft.
But it's more traditional than Temtem.
Is it though?
Honestly, it is. It's they took like the graphics and the like Shantae and not the Pirate's Curse, but Shantae, the newest Shantae. You know how graphically it's like more cartoony and has like animations. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yes.
Pirate's Curse was more pixelated, but what was it? I don't know what Shantae title is called, but I've seen the game. It's more cartoony, and I think I should actually play it someday. It's more like that, and honestly, I can't wait to see what you guys think of it. It's certainly came out of nowhere for me, so when I do put up a review on it, I do hope you guys watch it.
Okay.
I know we were
hope-
talking about light games and all that, like Minecraft, like and not Pokemon, but it came out of nowhere at a time where I wasn't really into Temtem, even though they just updated Temtem as I mean, it's an MMO technically, but they just updated Temtem again with new creatures and evolutions. But this game came out of nowhere. It was like, nope, it's just front to back, forward to backwards. It's a Pokemon-like game. We're not embarrassed to say it. It was inspired by Pokemon, but it's not an MMO. It's more just your traditional. Like, okay, interesting.
Wait,
Give it a shot.
So I wonder how it's going to play compared to Legends.
I mean, it plays like Pokemon.
Well,
Like, I would say it plays more or less like old school Pokemon. It doesn't have like everybody getting. It has like a certain thing when it comes to like giving experience to all Pokemon. It's more complicated to talk about that, but I can tell you one thing is that when you switch out your Pokemon, the Pokemon that you switched out, or the Pokemon that got switched out for the Pokemon that just got defeated, same Pokemon, even though I'm not saying the real names of what they are, but the monster that comes out gets to attack first. So they give you like an advantage. Like say one of your creatures got defeated, the next creature gets to attack first. So there's like that interesting dynamic.
Boo. If my Pokemon Dragon danced all over your freaking team, it's a sweep. Good game, okay?
It's a sweep.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but it's just an interesting dynamic where it's when one of your creatures die, or not die, but get knocked out. They don't say die; they say knocked out.
Die.
When they get knocked out,
Fire Blast on that Oddish.
then the next creature just like, oh, I can attack for free, and it's after that, that's when.
So it plays like Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm learning.
It's an interesting Pokemon
So
game.
it's just like Duel Monsters.
Yeah, Shobu.
I know, right?
And the Bullshack Dragon.
Second week in a row. I don't think he's realized I'm making a Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge reference.
I know you're making a Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just changing the subject. Not everybody can stay in line.
Hey man, remember the episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Shobu dueled Tyson, and then he pulled out his seal?
I can't even follow up. I just think that those jokes are the best. He pulled out his Drasil and sticked it on. You already said Tyson. I don't know. We needed to add Digimon somewhere.
Oh, and damn it!
They just do anything.
You're right.
With that. They just do anything with that series, don't they?
Oh god.
Yes, man.
Duel Monsters was intentionally a parody of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just remember that.
Yes, it was.
Just
remember that it was an actual it. So ghost stories.
Please, we cannot ghost stories.
They said, look, there's not much we can do with this script. Just go free ball it. It's intentionally the worst possible scenario that those voice actors could have created, about as controversial as it gets. All right, so anyway, back on topic. So we can't sweep Pokemon.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And they don't die.
I mean, come on, none of them died. Nobody
all you
died.
Fire Emblem fans, sorry.
Well, if you're a Fire Emblem fan, then never died. But in the world of Pokemon, you get KO'd, then you black out, and then you get your money taken, and you end up in a free hospital.
Can we talk about that?
Then you get robbed.
I ran out of usable Pokemon. ... I white it out.
Well, run them hands.
If you were you, say you would.
It's like player blacked out. Player lost 50,000 money, and it's like, what?
Yeah, don't you lose no, you don't lose half your money. You just give some money up. They stopped doing that.
Give some money up.
I'm running around here with 500,000. They take 5K. I'm like, yeah, you got that.
Did you know that Blackout turned into they rushed to the Pokemon Center?
Yeah, I know.
It's weird. I saw that in Sun and Moon. Don't ask when or how or why it happened.
I don't know. I feel like these criminals wouldn't just throw a Pokemon out to black out a kid. You know what I mean?
So
Team Rocket would actually throw.
Yeah, I'm about to say do these teams if you lose to them, they just run your Pokemon? That would probably be realistic. You wake up, lose some money, and one of your Pokemon's gone.
Yeah, can we talk about how Jesse and James in the original episodes of Pokemon would just double team Ash? Can we get that in the game? I feel like just a little bit more criminal realism. That's not fair. And they're
to be fair, it did happen sometimes in the game. double teamed by people.
No, because then you'd have two Pokemon you threw out. I'm gonna say like they throw out two Pokemon.
A legitimate double team.
One. Like a legitimate like double team situation.
What's funny, I think somewhere in the first, like when he got his Charmander, when Ash got his Charmander, the dude was literally about to just throw out like all of his Pokemon at him. I was like, oh, so you can do that now? You don't have to just do 1v1?
And in the show, they did whatever they wanted. Whatever they wanted.
They did really everything.
I mean,
it's
not as like violent as the manga.
The manga, they really did whatever they wanted. The Pokemon could actually be their Pokedex entries. A little bit.
Or die. You know, that Arbok got cut in half. Like,
I keep mentioning that. We've mentioned it a couple times on the podcast now. But I think the real, more important thing was the fact that Agatha tried to assassinate Koga with her Gengar.
That's also true.
Not his Pokemon, like him.
He tried to attack the... She attacked the trainer.
I think that's the more important thing, is that the Pokemon can actually attack the person. You never see it. Because if it happened, they die. And that's where I think criminal organizations wouldn't waste their time battling Pokemon.
I mean, I guess in the manga, like, trainers are supposed to also be able to dodge Pokemon's moves or something. Because apparently Red was, like, so good that he rode on his Charizard in battle. And it's like, oh, cool. I mean, you're risking your life in every battle. I don't know how this is a sport, but okay.
I mean, you're risking your life in every battle in the real world of Pokemon anyway. Let's just be real.
Technically.
Really?
Anywhere near your Pokemon, when a Houndoom spit that flame and you get hit, you're going to have to...
Bro, that cursed flame, bro, forever.
You're going to have to deal with that.
Do I have to, like, dodge out of the way every time a Hyper Beam comes my way?
I mean, you don't have to.
I recommend that you do.
But if you're afraid of getting vaporized... That's why my Pokemon team consists of sturdy Pokemon, you see. They either are ghosts, they're still types, or they're just skilled. Okay. Not to say that still types are invincible, or ghosts for that matter, but Lord only knows. I think you'd have a harder time killing that actual ghost than you would killing a Oddish with Fire Blast. I don't think it fainted.
I mean, KOs. Fainted is, you know, a better way of saying they were just, you know, killed or anything. So
imagine a forest fire. Like, imagine what happened in Arizona.
Yeah, man.
In the Pokemon world. Well, that sounds like it could happen any given Tuesday, considering, you know, Pokemon can just spit.
Listen, I'm still mad at the fact that when Entei was shown in the movies, every time he barked, there wasn't a volcano exploding somewhere.
Well, because when a fire starts to burn and it starts to spread, right?
you know.
We get Entei. I remember one time in the anime, like this, Ash was hanging out with this random guy. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna catch Entei." Ash was like, "Yeah, you don't catch no damn Entei, bro." And like, man was like, "I got a Master Ball," because in the show, Master Balls are like impossibly rare. He was like, "So I'm definitely gonna, and I'm gonna use my Pokemon to use what was it? What sorts of Pokemon? Oh, Mean Look. He had his Pokemon use Mean Look when Entei showed up, so Entei just couldn't bounce." And I was like, "Oh," and like as a kid, I was like, "Huh, that might work." And then he threw the Master Ball, and like Entei was like, "Bitch, you're nowhere near like your comprehension of Pokemon tiers is far too low." Mighty Roar. Mighty Roar does the exact opposite of Mean Look, and then Entei just bounced, and the Mighty Roar just straight up stopped the Master Ball. Like it just stopped. It took away all the inertia, and it just fell. And then it canceled the Mean Look and just did. And I was like, "Oh right, that does do that, doesn't that?"
Yes, it does.
More importantly, though, it should be stated that even regular Pokeballs have been just straight up deflected by Pokemon.
Man,
true.
A freaking Wish Cash ate a Master Ball, so I'm. It's just. Dude
Like-
threw the master ball at the fish, and it was like, oh, dinner. Like, huh? That's not how it's. Oh, okay.
Guess it
Yeah,
doesn't function on the
I guess
inside.
you can't just, do in the game mean look Entei Master Ball. Like,
mean look Entei master ball.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, the boy was playing a lot of Pokemon Silver in his day. But in the real world, if you even so much as saw Entei and even thought about catching it, you probably not survive the encounter, if not by mercy alone.
But come on, man, you can't because Entei's a legendary. You have to think about it.
Entei has.
If Entei is a legendary and we catch
it,
does that make us legendary?
Oh my god, I hate you both.
Sink, you have no idea how deep the Pokemon rabbit hole goes. Like the time flowers. best piece of agriculture in all of Pokemon. Time flowers, bro.
Listen,
they just grow naturally.
listen. Ash already has
and no one's surprised. Oh, look, a time flower.
A time
Listen,
flower. Oh,
Ash,
all right.
Ash met
I
God.
hope we can replant it.
Okay, he met God, and he tried to. He
He
had
also
to
met
find a
Seth.
way to keep God happy.
What, Arceus?
Yes,
All right, because Arceus
like
proceeded to body Giratina,
There-
Palkia, and Dialga at the same
yeah,
time.
he. They were all like. Oh, he controls time, he controls space, he controls another dimension. All right, we have a chance against Arceus, who's depowered, and Arceus just continued to trounce everybody,
I mean,
everything.
I mean,
Your hubris
it's
is
only
in
the
there.
Pokemon God.
It's only Pokemon God. In this world, he was the one apparently who was responsible for creating everything.
Yes,
And
he
he's just like, yeah, we're gonna beat him. Like, can we just talk about the sheer hubris of like anything? Ash, does he really exist? Why is he still 10? We're not gonna talk about Ash.
No,
not
we're
gonna
not.
talk about
Don't
Red.
don't fall down that rabbit hole. That's.
Well, let's just talk about how Cynthia expects a 10-year-old to not only beat Cyrus but then go fight Pokemon Satan over there in what is effectively Pokemon Hell. She could have did it. I mean,
But
it would
why?
have been very fun to play. Imagine if Cynthia was just like, you know what, I got this kid.
I guess that no,
Beat
yeah, you're
Cyrus,
right.
and then
I didn't-
catches Giratina, and then she's like, all right, I'll see you at the Pokemon League.
All right.
I will see you at the Pokemon League.
Thanks for catching the devil. All right, I'll see you in the Pokemon League to trounce you, and you're just like looking at the ball like,
No, you didn't catch it. She caught it. Imagine
She
that
caught
timeline.
Oh, imagine that timeline. Okay, I'd say we're all doomed. We're absolutely boned.
But then the opposite can't also be true. You just expect the 10-year-old to do all of this? He just started his Pokemon journey 5 days ago, bro.
Not even, maybe an hour ago.
So Gary rode off in a car, like he had a car.
He had a cart.
My boy Gary had a driver's license at 11, at the ripe old age of 11, bro.
He managed to catch no, I'm sorry, not catch. He managed to get 10 of Kanto's 8 gym badges too.
My boy had an extra 2 gym badges.
And like half of them weren't even recognizable gym badges of the Kanto region.
Can we talk about how, even though Ash is going to elementary school on an island, Gary's
hold
sitting
on.
up here being an assistant to like actual world scientists?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that
Yeah,
Ash went to elementary school?
Yeah, you lost me at elementary.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon. The whole entire premise was him just being in school.
You know something? I'm sorry, but at that point, which was still
That's a
the
lie.
canonical Ash, he just went to school after 20 years
Why do you think they included it
of
in the
being
game?
10.
Why do you think they included it in the game?
Because Nintendo, I don't know.
Did the ninjas in Naruto go to elementary school?
They went to
But that was
school.
Do they know like arithmetic? I mean, does Neji really know how to count to 64?
Well, they got.
Well,
I'm pretty sure Ibisu tested them on kunai shuriken arithmetic last time I checked, so they must have learned it at some point.
I mean, they
But
must
what
have.
about calculus?
I'm sure they learned all of it. because they're ninjas.
What about physics? Because I feel like they don't really
definitely
apply
physics. Definitely
in
physics.
the ninja world, considering
They learned how to break physics.
Yeah,
Okay?
they learned how to break physics. They learned it so well, they learned how to break it.
Right.
why are we
I was
talking
like,
about school and Pokemon?
Listen, they
Because
gotta
that's
learn
the
their
reason
ABCs
why-
and 126s somewhere.
That's the reason why Ash actually won the Sun and Moon League.
Oh, he actually got an
education.
education.
Panic, he cheated. He fucking cheated. Like, first of all, they first created the idea came from him, right? He was like, "Hey, why not start a league?" And then the teachers were like, "Yeah, let's do it because we don't have a Pokemon league." And he enters it, and he was like, "Hey guys, I got a rare Pokemon." He literally used one of those freaking beast thingies in the league and
Wait,
won.
he used the legendary?
Yes,
Does that make Ash legendary? No wonder he won.
he's a cheat.
God,
He's not a cheat. Somebody used Articuno against his Charizard and lost.
bro, hilarious, bro. Hilarious. My man didn't even have a Pokeball. That's how you knew it was legit. Articuno didn't even come out the damn Pokeball. My man whistled. Articuno flew in.
My boy whistled for him.
And it flew in, brought an entire snowstorm. I was like, okay.
I just want to see Ash whistle and have like Lugia, Selby, Latios, Squirrel.
No, Latias would be the first to show up.
Yeah, Latios would probably be the first.
Latias would be there in a heartbeat if he remembered that. Well, I don't know.
Well-
Was it canon that his memory got wiped or something stupid?
No,
Because Latias had a whole crush on him.
no, yeah, his memory didn't get wiped. Latios still likes him.
He honestly could just summon Latias if he actually was, can we just talk about the fact that he's supposed to be in exposure to all of the legendaries, but like if we really were to take any of that seriously, Latias will be a Pokemon he could use in battle.
Yeah, I mean, some dude used Darkrai, or it's weird.
My man
So
My
one
man
use Darkrai.
had Darkrai.
Yeah, my
Okay.
man had a Darkrai
I forgot about that.
and
That
fought
totally-
Cynthia. It still lost.
Of course, he lost against Cynthia.
Bro, it's because Cynthia. Like, come on now.
That's
The
true.
most competent champion in all of Pokemon is
Like, I would say that was like one of the most underwhelming ones, to be honest, because I thought he could actually make it to Cynthia, but
the Samurai.
motherfucker had to have a Darkrai, just like trounce his whole team.
It's not enough to have power. You need to be smart.
Oh,
I don't
So
know
go to
how many.
elementary school.
I have
and then maybe you can
no idea. You have
Legendary
no
Pokemon.
idea how many times we've been through this with him.
you can't just be deserving. You have to be worthy.
So
Yep.
Take notes for it.
I will say,
Can't just
best-
be Pikachu.
I would say that the
You gotta love
best,
hammers.
the best league he's ever been in was the one where he had Greninja.
Yeah,
They-
Ash Greninja.
They threw like
Gilbert.
all the budget in that shit.
Look, we're not going to talk about Ash's career as a grade A loser, okay?
He almost won that one though.
First place loser.
He almost won that one. He literally came in second place.
Couldn't get a W when it
And
really
that's-
counted
and
the
that's-
most.
And then wait, because he came in second place. That's why he's a first place loser. He's the first person to come to lose.
Yeah,
First person
exactly.
to come in second
How
place.
does that
He's the,
work?
he's the first
No,
place
can
loser,
we-
the best loser.
Can we talk about that logic where you're saying he's the first place loser when
Mhm.
the first loser was the person who lost their battle first in the tournament?
I changed it. First person to come in second place.
Anyway, so the podcast. You can catch us outside.
Yes.
Eventually we'll have a social media page. Skeptic is on the podcast. Panic is on the podcast. I am on Twitch. Syncweaver is on Twitch. We're also on YouTube. Syncweaver is a YouTuber. I'm a no can do tuber. So let's just end it there.
Come on, we need to have someone come to your stream and be like, "Oh my god, Anima, this is just I'm so nervous. I don't know what to say."
Don't pull that man out like that. That was a genuine, heartfelt moment. That was
Listen.
so wholesome. He was starstruck.
And that's true. I do apologize.
Apologize.
But
Oh,
I do apologize, but I'm still trying to get over the fact that Ash is still 12.
10.
10, not 12.
No, 10.
Are you sure?
I don't,
He's just
are
10.
you sure about that?
Positive?
Um,
They even rebooted it. You're talking about Sun and Moon. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
reboot is real.
The
He's
reboot.
back
The
to
reboot is-
normal.
the
Now-
reboot is 100% real. I forgot about that.
He's
Yeah,
10
absolutely.
for the 8th time now. For the no. If we're talking canonical seasons, like the 30th time, I don't know. We're gonna
All
get
right.
away from this topic. It's frustrating.
I'm a little hyper right now. I'm sorry.
I
I'm a
know.
little hyper.
It's okay. It's okay. I am too. But
'Cause
we gotta close.
between
we do.
between the X plays and all that stuff.
And welcome to the 814 podcast, where we talk about.
Yeah, can you guys handle the ending for me?
Everything.
I'm still a little messed up here.
We talk about
Things that matter to us
Everything.
that you might like too. Today's episode, we're going to be covering why Ash is still 10 for the next hour and a half. That's the topic.
like we went from educational Minecraft to the nonsense of the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so back to
Where they
that
just started
back to
teaching
that
education.
back to that time flower.
Oh god. Anyway, thank you guys for watching us and listening to us on Apartment 814. You can also catch us on Spotify and SoundCloud. Spotify is a little slower than SoundCloud as of right now due to
Just a
upload
little.
issues, but
Maybe
I'm
the
gonna
time
get that
flower is
solved.
why he's 10.
I hope the time flower can fix this issue. Yeah, but please support us over there. And hope to see you guys next time.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Oh,
Y'all come back
goodness.
now.
Did this man say next season?
See you next season. Yes, that was our season finale, by the way. Next season.